Okay, here we go in the 112-pound weight class. The final bout of the New York State High School Wrestling Championship. In the dark uniform, you have Howie Rabin from Section 8. And in the lighter colored uniform with his back to you, number 11, Jeff Thomas from Section 11. Jeff Thomas goes to school in Huntington. Howie Rabin attends school in Elmont, New York. Jeff Thomas in on the legs. He was a 98-pound champion in 1974, and he's got a 2-point takedown. With about 1 minute and 4 seconds left in the first period, Jeff Thomas is leading 2-0. And the referee calls stalemate. And go back. Jeff Thomas, Section 11, control, but not control now as Howie Rabin gains a 1-point escape. And at this point, with about 21 seconds left, score is 2-1. Jeff Thomas. Well, last year, Jim, Jeff Thomas was the 98-pound intersectional.
That's the good thing about some of these guys. All of a sudden, the guy's at 98 pounds, and next year might be at 126. One of the things I was going to comment about is here you have two guys, the best two guys in the state, and sometimes you see a kid walk off because he loses, and I really don't think the kid should walk off with his head down at all. I mean, it's he hasn't lost. He's just number 2.
Absolutely, Jim. That's a good point. I agree with you 100%.
He just came in second, so to speak.
Right. But his bout's even.
No points at all. Well, something will happen here surely. These little guys.
The score is.
Just had a little problem just for the fans' sake. They had a little problem in the corner because the clock. Somebody pulled the plug on the clock, so they had to go back and plug the clock in to get the right time.
Well, if it's nothing more serious than that, Jim, we won't worry too much about it. But
no, matter of fact, just gives the wrestlers a little break.
Well, we've got about 50 seconds left in the second period, and we've got a tie ball game. Well, almost.
Spoke too soon.
2-point takedown by Jeff Thomas. And he's in the lead now, 4-2. Looks to me like Jeff Thomas is probably pretty good on his feet.
He's getting into that leg very well. You'll see more. I found that in the championships, you see more basic type wrestling because you're getting into those legs, getting into double legs, single legs, and which is your basic wrestling. You don't see the fancy stuff. Of course, the fancy stuff always looks good, but it doesn't do you any good in the championships.
That's for sure. This counts. That's all that counts. As we go into the third period here, we see Jeff Thomas from Section 11 negotiating escape and get another point. He's leading in this bout, 5-2.
I don't want to be in
Jeff Thomas, Huntington, Long Island, against Howie Rabin, Elmont, Long Island. Here's Howie Raven in on a single leg, countered nicely by Jeff Thomas. The boys wrestle out. About a minute, 17 seconds left in the third and final period. It's a 112-pound weight class bout. Jeff Thomas from Huntington is leading Howie Raven from Elmont.
Did you notice again? This guy gets underneath real well. There's another 2-point takedown.
Seems though I remember a heavyweight wrestler a number of years ago who was real good on his feet. Well, I think that was rather unique for him to see a heavyweight.
Well, you know, like, you know, plus, you know, one of the things I practiced in high school and college was the fact that one of the things I practiced when I was in high school and college was the fact that I would do everything that the smaller guys would do: duck unders, throw bys, working in quick to the legs, the whole thing. As a matter of fact, if I were a coach, if I ever did become a coach, I'd make sure my bigger guys did the same thing. The 67 pounds, 77. Well, here in New York it's different than it is in New England, where they have 67, 77, 80 and unlimited. Matter of fact, I watched a kid in Massachusetts last week who is a New England champion, and he's picked to become an All-American. About 6'3", 240, very quick, very strong, very fast, and got underneath just like the smaller wrestlers, which I thought was great.
And there it is, the end of the 112-pound bout. The New York State Intersectional champion, Jeff Thomas of Huntington, Long Island, Section 11. There's your champion.
Very consistent wrestling.